Chapter 4. Natural Resources. The earth consists of an abundance of many natural resources: light, air, water, plants, soil, stone, minerals, and fossil fuels. Mankind requires these natural resources for survival. All of us need air to breathe, water to drink, and soil to grow our crops. Therefore, air, minerals, water, and soil are the examples of natural resources. Although natural resources existed on the surface of the earth during prehistoric period, but human had neither the tools nor the technical knowledge to use them. Nowadays, technology is developing at a rapid speed, hence innovating methods are being adopted to find natural resources and to stop wastage. We can say that a gift of nature can become a resource if the people in that particular area have sufficient knowledge and skill to use it for satisfying their needs. Human beings are known as human resource. No country can become richer only because of great population of human beings. Human resource is evaluated on the basis of physical and mental health. Different kinds of natural resources. There are mainly three types of natural resources. 1. Land resources. The topmost layer of the land's surface is called soil. Land is one of the most valuable natural resource available to us. Land covers nearly 29% of the total area of the earth and rest is water. Land is defined as the surface of the earth's crust which fulfills the basic needs of all living beings. Mountains, plateaus, and plains are the three basic forms of land resources. Land can be put to different uses according to the need of human beings and according to its location. Human beings use land for agriculture, to make houses, to live in and to set up factories and offices, while animals use it as a habitat. We divide land into three categories. A. Mountains, a large natural elevation of the Earth's surface rising abruptly from the surrounding level is called a mountain. All major continents have a few spectacular mountain ranges. These mountains have some of the most useful forests and other vegetation types. Mountains are also the source of many rivers which help in salt formation and provide us fresh water. They are also the storehouse of mineral wealth. They provide us medicinal herbs and spices and are home to variety of wildlife. Examples: the Himalayas, Asia, the Alps, Europe, the Rockies, in America, the Drakensberg, Africa, etc. B. Plateaus. A large flat area of land that is high above the sea level is called a plateau. It is steep on all sides. Most of the plateaus of the world are made up of relatively old, hard rocks. Deccan Plateau and Tibet Plateau are two important plateaus of the world. Most of the plateaus of the world are a storehouse of mineral ores like iron, copper, manganese, bauxite, etc. Plateaus that were covered by lava often have fertile soils formed by the weathering of lava. They are also used for agriculture. C. Plains. A plain is a flat sweeping landmass that generally does not change much in elevation. Most of the plains are almost of flat levels. The Ganga Plain of India is an example of almost flat plain. Most of the plains are very fertile and are used for cultivation of crops. For this reason, they have high density of population and nearly two-thirds of the world population lives on the plains. Some of them have been the cradle of famous civilizations. Most plains have been formed by the deposition of alluvium, that is, the material brought down by the rivers. The Nile Basin of Africa, Great Plains of North America, etc., are examples of such plains. 2. Water resources. Around 71% or about two-thirds of the Earth's surface is covered with water. In fact, all life on Earth depends on water. Water is found in liquid form in oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, ponds, springs, underground, in gaseous form, in atmosphere and in frozen form as ice on mountain peaks. The Earth has both fresh and saline water. Water as a resource is of two types, fresh water and saline water. Fresh water resources are chiefly rainfall and snowfall. It is found in rivers, freshwater lakes, glaciers, snow, and underground. The major part of the limited supply of fresh water is frozen in the form of glaciers and ice caps. Fresh water is used in agriculture and also for industrial and domestic consumption. Water is also put to various uses such as irrigation, hydroelectric power generation, afforestation, navigation, etc. 3. Wildlife. Wildlife is a word we use to describe all wild animals. Wildlife includes all mammals, birds, reptiles, fish, etc., that live in the forest. Different species of wild animals are adapted to living in different conditions of climate and vegetation. Importance of wildlife helps to maintain the balance of the environment, provide us with various useful substances and raw material for industries, used as means of transport. Can be trained to perform various tasks. Wildlife can be found in all ecosystems. Deserts, forests, rainforests, plains, grasslands, and other areas, including the most developed urban areas, all have distinct forms of wildlife. The tundra region is inhabited by polar bears, reindeers, Arctic foxes, wolves, and various species of birds. Conservation of wildlife. Wildlife conservation is the practice of protecting animal species and their habitats. All the governments of different countries are doing some programs to protect the wildlife. Our government has also taken various steps to protect wildlife in the country. A large number of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries are established for the safety of various species of animals and birds. A number of birds and animals have become endangered due to increase in our population and pressure on forested areas. Strict laws have been made to stop people from hunting endangered birds and animals because they may become extinct if not saved in time. Conservation of AIR. The air that we breathe today is full of dangerous and harmful pollutants. We should make efforts to stop air pollution and purify it. As the air is a renewable natural resource, it can be purified with little effort. Conservation of air can be done by protecting it from getting polluted. Air becomes polluted due to smoke from the chimneys of industries. We should get our vehicles checked at regular intervals and keep them pollution-free. We should not burst cracker or any unnecessary thing which may pollute the air. Conservation of water. Water is one of the basic requirements of life for all the living beings. It is required by all plants, animals, and human beings. The demand of water has increased with an increased population. However, water resources are very limited. Water from these resources gets polluted due to various activities, for example, dumping of large amounts of wastes into water. We must not leave a tap running for no reason. Such activities must be avoided. Dams act as reservoirs of water. These should be built across rivers to store water. Rainwater harvesting is a method recently adopted to conserve water. We should plant a lot of trees to increase the rainfall of an area. Conservation of soil. Conservation of soil can be done by following activities: 1. By planting trees, 2. By making terraces on hills, 3. By making dams and embankments, 4. To avoid overgrazing. Conservation of forest. All food that humans and the animals eat comes directly or indirectly from plants. For example, we eat apple. Apples come from an apple tree. We also eat meat and eggs. These things come from animals like goat, buffalo, hen, and other birds. But what does the goat, buffalo, hen, and other birds eat? They eat grass, leaves, and grains, which comes from plants. The plants also give oxygen for breathing. Cutting of trees and clearing away forest is known as deforestation. Deforestation causes soil erosion, flood, etc. For conservation of forest, we should plant more and more trees and not harm them in any way. We should take pledge to plant at least one tree and take its care. We should encourage afforestation. Planting of more trees on an area of land in order to make a forest is called afforestation. Conservation of coal and petroleum. Coal and petroleum are the natural resources which are important sources of energy for us. Coal is used as a fuel in homes, in steam engines, and in industry. It is also used to generate electricity at thermal power plants. Vehicles run on the fossil fuel. We must use them with utmost care, as once they are finished, they can't be reproduced, replenished. We can conserve coal and petroleum in many ways. While going to small distances, we should use bicycle or travel on foot instead of a car. We should use solar cooker at home on bright sunny days for preparing food. Never waste electricity. Switch off the light when you go out of the room. The electricity thus saved could be used elsewhere. Use carpool system in your locality while going to school, work, or elsewhere. All these measures can help us save coal and petroleum. Conservation of minerals. The earth has only limited quantities of various minerals. Unfortunately, human has been rather wasteful in use of minerals. Most of our minerals are now left in small quantities and others also may run out in near future. The shortage can be overcome by either repairing the articles made of materials and not throwing them away, or also by recycling the material. Thus, following the steps as mentioned above, we will be able to conserve our natural resources to some extent, and we will be able to use them in future and for a long time. The future generation will also be benefited by such conservation.